Hey guys, just a quick disclaimer before the video starts. This is actually my second take on this whole thing. I initially shot the video with the recap and the review. It was a little more in depth. However, silly me, I ejected the sound card, or the SD card, before I had finished actually recording. I didn't stop recording on the camera, and because of that, the whole thing got lost. I had to start over again. That's why I'm a little more irritated during this. I hope you all understand and enjoy the video. Okay, welcome to Hell in a Cell 2015 recap and review, take 2. I goofed on my first take on this. I ejected the SD card when it was still technically recording, and it corrupted a bunch of the data, so now I gotta reshoot this. Sorry, but I'm in a bit of a hiss because of this. Okay, starting things off, we have the 6-man tag: Cesaro, Dolph Ziggler, and Neville against Sheamus, Wade Barrett, and Rusev. This was changed from the Orton and Ambrose versus the Wyatt family match because apparently Orton's hurt, or at least that's what they're saying is going on. Anyway, Sheamus and Neville started things off. At one point, Cesaro got on all fours, and Neville did kind of a corkscrew moonsault. Sorry. Again, I'm in a bit of a hiss right now. Did a corkscrew moonsault off of him and onto Sheamus. Then Dolph Ziggler was tagged in. Sheamus went for a powerbomb on Ziggler, but Ziggler countered that into a famouser. However, Rusev immediately superkicked Ziggler after that. At that point, Barrett, Sheamus, and Rusev isolated Ziggler from the rest of the team. Eventually, Rusev charged at Ziggler and ran into the ring post as Ziggler dodged. Ziggler got the hot tag to Cesaro. Cesaro hit a series of very European uppercuts on all three, Barrett, Sheamus, and Rusev. He then did his King of Swing move on Barrett. He spun around like 20 times. After that, he tagged in Neville. Neville hit the red arrow for the 3 count. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to be rifling through these. Sorry again. After that, we have the United States Championship Open Challenge, John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio. This was actually kind of spoiled for me. I came back a little late last night. I had to go on the internet for something quickly. And the first thing up on Yahoo News is Alberto Del Rio returns. Anyway, I did not know, however, that Zeb Coulter is apparently now managing Alberto Del Rio. I wonder where they're going to go with this. At the beginning of the match, the crowd was chanting. At the beginning of the match, instead of chanting, "Yes, yes, yes," the crowd was chanting, "See, see, see." Kind of a unique thing. Del Rio really dominated this match. There really wasn't much on John Cena's end. He got kicked in the legs, which injured him, and he was never really the same. At one point, he did rally. He went for the AA. Del Rio, I keep wanting to say Cesaro, I'm sorry. Del Rio countered that into a backstabber and then hit the super kick on Cena, got the 3 count. He is now the U.S. champion. Alright. After that, we have the Hell in a Cell match between Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. Early on, Reigns was dominating a little bit. He hit a big T-bone suplex. He tossed Wyatt into the ring steps. He tossed Wyatt into the cell doors. He tossed Wyatt into the wall. Wyatt then started to rally. He got a kendo stick from out of the ring. He was beating Reigns with it. At one point, he then got a steel chair out from under the ring, sat down, and started beating Reigns like that with the kendo stick while sitting on the chair. And then he got up. He put the stick into the wall of the cell. He mounted the chair into the wall of the cell. He managed to toss Reigns into the stick, which snapped the kendo stick in half. He then went to do the same in the steel chair, but Reigns countered and tossed Wyatt into the chair. Reigns then set up a bunch of tables around the ring. Wyatt then hit an Uranagi onto one of the tables, while on Reigns through one of the tables. I'm sorry. Another point, Reigns got 2 kendo sticks and started dual wielding them on Wyatt. Eventually, Wyatt got control of the 2 kendo sticks, mounted them on top of each other in the corner ring. Reigns countered an Irish whip and wound up tossing Wyatt into the kendo sticks. Reigns then hit the spear and got the victory. After that, we have the tag team champions, the tag team championship, the New Day versus the Dudley Boys. Xavier Woods was not involved because he's injured. Again, I use that term loosely. Maybe he's legit hurt. I don't know. But for the purpose of the storyline, he was not there. There really wasn't too much to speak about in this match. The Dudleys blew a double team attempt very early on. Bubba Ray went for like a sidewalk slam, and then Devon was supposed to leg drop onto Kofi, but they just goofed it all up, and the crowd really let them have it. After that, excuse me. After that, Kofi, one of the last really big high point was Kofi tried to make it look like Bubba Ray had hit him with the trombone. They brought down Xavier's trombone before the match. Excuse me again. And the ref was just not buying it. He says, no, I believe you. You didn't hit him with the trombone. However, as the ref was kind of distracted, Big E threw Devon out of the ring and hit Bubba Ray with the trombone, and then Kofi hit the Trouble in Paradise on Bubba Ray, got the cover. New Day retains the tag team titles. After that, we have the Divas Championship match, Charlotte versus Nikki Bella. This was a much better match than the Night Champions match. I will give them that. However, right off the bat, they opened up with the exact same vignette they showed before the Night of the Champions match. Or Night of Champions, I'm sorry. Before the Night of Champions match, exactly. They showed the exact same vignette with, Nikki being the unstoppable champion, and, then Charlotte thinking she won the title, and then, nope, they reversed it, and then they play the, you can look, but you can't touch. Anyway, at the beginning of the match, there were a lot of Sasha Banks signs in the crowd, so obviously we know where their loyalties lie. Early on, Charlotte hit a neck breaker and followed up with a big Hurricane Rana. Another point, Nikki hit Charlotte with her forearm and actually broke Charlotte's nose. She was bleeding right from the bridge, right about there. After that, Nikki managed to hit a move where she injured Charlotte's back. Nikki began to work hard on the back. Nikki put Charlotte in a half Boston Crab. Nikki hit a spine buster for a 2 count. Nikki tried to go for a top rope off her move, but tweaked her knee. Nikki tried to go for a top rope German suplex, but Charlotte sort of countered out of it. This was a really bad botch. I think what was supposed to happen was Charlotte was supposed to kind of counter out of it and hit a belly to back suplex or something to that effect. But really, she just rolled out of it, and Nikki landed smack on her head. After that, Charlotte went for the figure 8, but Nikki managed to kind of roll out of it, get to the ropes, got out of the ring, and then she hit Charlotte with the Alabama Slam against the ring. I've already made my viewpoints on that known. Nikki then went for the rack attack, but Charlotte managed to counter out of it, got on the figure 8. Nikki tapped out. Charlotte retains. After that, we have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match in a completely and utterly forgettable match. Basically, the high spot, if you call it that, was Kane had set Seth Rollins up for a choke slam on one of the announce tables. Rollins countered out of it, power bombed Kane onto the other announce table. Instead of collapsing like the announce table was supposed to, instead it just sort of keeled over it. I don't think it looked nearly as effective as they wanted it to. Anyway, after that, they got back into the ring. Kane went for a chokeslam on Rollins, but Rollins countered it into a pedigree for a 3 count. Again, I'm really nutshelling things here, sorry, but I'm having to redo this whole thing. I'm not in a good mood on it. I'm going to get some water. After that, we have the Intercontinental Championship match, Kevin Owens versus Ryback. Early on, Ryback was dominating early. He hit a lot of big power moves. Owens managed to hit a couple of comebacks. Owens set Ryback up in the corner and went for his cannonball move. Ryback countered that with a big clothesline. A spinebuster, not clothesline, spinebuster. Another point, he countered another move into his meat hook clothesline. Ryback powerbombed Owens for a 2 count. Owens super kicked Ryback out of the ring. Eventually, Ryback got the upper hand, went for the shell shock, but Owens just managed to grab for the ropes and get himself tangled up. As they were both kind of tangled up in the ropes, Owens kicked Ryback in the side of the head and then hit the pop-up powerbomb for the 3 count and the win. And that brings us to the last match of the night, the Hell in a Cell match between The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. Early on, Lesnar was introduced first, Taker came to the ring second. As Taker went into the cell, he basically slammed the door behind him. Early on, Taker whipped Lesnar into the corner and followed up with a big clothesline. Lesnar went for a German suplex, but Taker blocked it and Lesnar went out of the ring. Lesnar hit the ring post on the outside of the ring and drew massive hard-way blood. Top of his head, he was bleeding down into the eyes. At one point, the trainers actually had to come out and clean up the blood from his eyes because it was getting down into his eyes. He could not see. Lesnar hit Taker with a big spine buster and then started beating him with a chair. Eventually, Lesnar hit Taker in the face with the chair, drew blood on Undertaker. Taker got a hold of the chair and plunged it into Lesnar's throat. After that, Lesnar took Taker to Suplex City, suplexed him 3 or 4 times. Lesnar then hit an F5 and got a 2 count. Lesnar hit a second F5, got another 2 count. Lesnar then grabbed the ring steps and started hitting Taker with them. Again, only got a 2 count. Then Taker kicked the ring steps back into Lesnar's face. Taker locked on the Hell's Gate. Eventually, Lesnar broke out. Sorry. At that point, Lesnar noticed a tear in the canvas of the ring. He ripped apart the ring. He ripped out the protective pad. It was exposed wood. Undertaker grabbed Lesnar, chokeslammed him on the exposed wood, then tombstoned him on the exposed wood, but only got a 2 count. Undertaker did his throat slash maneuver. Went for another move, but Lesnar low-blowed him, hit him with another F5, and got the win. As the cage was raised and Lesnar struggled back up the ring, Undertaker sat in the ring and sat in the ring, and eventually he sat up. He walked around, kind of, okay, I got beat this time, I got beat this time. He was going to do his salute to the crowd, the kneel and the hand out. But then the Wyatt's music hit, and the whole Wyatt family came out, and they surrounded the ring, and then they entered the ring, and they just beat Taker down, and beat him down, and beat him down. And then, as the show ended, they carried the Taker out of the ring and up the ramp. Excuse me. All in all, the show wasn't terrible, but it really wasn't great. I would put it in the slightly above average category. The main event, and you know what, even the Reigns Wyatt Hell in a Cell matches were pretty darn good. The main event was great. The world title match, completely forgettable. The Divas title match was fine. Like I said, better than the Night of Champions match. Intercontinental match was good, but short. Tag team match was utterly forgettable. If I were to give this a grade, I'd probably give it like a C+, just barely above average. See you next time.